Morning everyone. In maths today you've got another fraction, decimal and percentage workout, which I'm not going to say too much about because you can carry on with that. And then you've got a missing number workout, which is what I want to just spend a few minutes talking through today. But before I get on to that, one thing I do want to mention about the fractions, decimals and percentages. You're all fantastic at knowing that we've got to be comparing like with like. So we can't directly compare fractions with decimals or fractions with percentages because we need to be comparing the same things, unless it's one of the known equivalents, a quarter, 25%, 0.25, one of those. Okay, but there is a way of comparing fractions when you haven't got the same size parts. We did have a lesson on it when we originally learnt about fractions. Can you remember looking at things like this? So 3/4 is bigger than 3/5. How do I know that? I'm not comparing the same size parts. Well, I'm not. I've got different denominators, but I am comparing the same number of parts. Okay, so I've got 3 parts. And we know that quarters are bigger than fifths because if you divide a pizza into 4 parts, they're going to be bigger than if you divide that same pizza into 5 parts. So really, we're looking at 3 bigger parts or 3 smaller parts. The 3/4 has got to be bigger. So just bear that in mind when you're doing comparisons, okay? You can compare not just the same denominators, but you can compare using the same numerators. Just think carefully what it represents. And this leads us on into our missing number workout. I'm not going to go through the whole thing, and this isn't the exact question, but let's think about what I've written on the board. So I've got a fraction, x over y. So x and y are numbers. We don't know what they are. They could just be empty boxes. And it says x and y are less than 3/4. What could the values of x and y be? Right, how do we make a fraction smaller? There's 2 ways. We can either make the parts smaller or we can have less. Okay, so how could we make 3/4 smaller? How could we make this inequality true? Well, instead of having 3/4, we could have 2/4. Or we could even have 1/4. We can't do anything else with the numerator at the moment, can we? But we could also make the denominator bigger, because if we make the denominator bigger, the size of the parts gets smaller. So instead of 3/4, we could have 3/5, or we could have 3/6, or 3/7, or 3/8, or any other larger denominator, which gives us smaller parts, so we have got a smaller fraction. Where we need to be careful is when we alter the numerator and the denominator, okay? Because then you do need to think very carefully about the actual size, but you can work on that one, okay? So lots of options there which would satisfy that. Now in the question you've got, there is slightly more information, but nothing you can't deal with, okay? Have a go, do your best. You can all have a go at the normal workout, have a go at the missing number one, see how you get on. I'll be back for more tomorrow. Bye.